Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2. Today we have got another jam-packed episode for you. Today we're playing against Morpeth Town, who are right at the bottom of the table, and Ossett United, who have dropped down a little bit since last episode. They now sit in 5th, which could be a really interesting game. Now then, hope you're all doing well. Today it's going to be a good episode. I think this is a real make or break episode today. This could define a lot of the rest of the season for us. We've done all right in between episodes, I've got to say. We'll go through those fixtures now, actually. Last episode was obviously the FC United episode in the FA Cup, which didn't quite go to plan, but we'd played pretty well in that. Since then, we've played 6 games, which has been quite a few, and we've actually managed to have some quite positive results in them. So we started off with Warrington, Kyle Porter, with a 92nd minute winner in that game. It was a game that we really should have won. Our strikers in that game were woefully ineffective, but Kyle Porter scoring in the 92nd minute made sure we got the win. The next game against Hyde was a bit more convincing. Javan Splat with a hat-trick there within 10 minutes in the 22nd to 36th minute. So that was really good to see, especially as he'd been a bit slow to start scoring goals, Splat. So it was really good to see him grab himself a hat-trick. Next game, though, against Ossett United, who I think after this game went top of the table, after this. They beat us 3-1 in what was a very convincing game for them. They were a lot more clinical than we were. We had our chances, but we just didn't particularly take them. Lee Masters scored a free kick for us early on, but after that, Ossett United was sort of in control of that game. We brought it back, though, against Workington. The game after that, Max Brown, the new striker, with 1 goal. They scored a penalty in the 54th minute, but then Javan Splat scores in the 89th minute to make sure we won that game 2-1. So that was a vital 3 points, that one, definitely. Stalybridge Celtic in the game afterwards, a 1-0 loss there. Again, it could have gone either way, that game, but Stalybridge just the better side. I think they're sitting quite comfortably in the playoffs at the moment. So they're going to be one of the sides to beat this season, I think. But then last game out, we beat Shepstead 3-1. Lee Masters, Max Brown and Kyle Porter with the goals. Joe Howell and Luke Holmes picked up injuries in that game. They should be okay for at least the second episode, or the second game of today's episode. Joe Howell probably back actually for the first game as well. But it was a pretty good run. So 2 losses and 4 wins is pretty good going. It puts us 8th in the table at the moment, 4 points behind Ossett United in the playoffs. So if we beat Ossett United today, that would be really, really good. As you can see, the 2 sides that we lost to in between episodes, Ashton United and Stalybridge, doing pretty well up the table. Stalybridge at the top, Ashton down in 3rd. But Stafford Rangers, one of the teams that narrowly avoided relegation last season, are suddenly flying this season. I mean, so are we, but not as much as Stafford Rangers, so fair play to them. So that's what's happened in between episodes. We're now going to get on with the game against Morpeth Town, who sit bottom of the table. And we're sort of going back to this 4-5-1 formation. I tried to play 2 strikers. We've tried to do a 2-striker system, but it just doesn't work as well as this. This is the issue. So this is what we're going to go for today, I think. I just think it is the best formation we have, even though I feel like we're wasting it by not having 2 strikers sort of thing. We can maybe adapt it later on in the season, but for now, we're sticking with this. So, Calderwood starts in goal as that sweeper keeper, with new boy Camwell coming in at left back, with Higginson, Narty and Bredis making up the rest of that back line. We've got quite a few centre-backs, and we keep rotating them around. Higginson is playing quite well at the moment. He's permanently signed from Kidderminster. I always forget who's on loan and who's not, but he permanently signed from Kidderminster, and has done pretty well this season, to be fair, I've got to say. 6.94 average rating isn't something to be sniffed at. So Higginson is doing quite well for himself. Hughes stays in that CDM position. I'd like to get in a better CDM, but Hughes actually has played pretty well this season. If we can scroll to see, I don't understand why the average rating's got this much space. It's really weird how it just keeps resetting to this, and it's so unintuitive as how to drag things, isn't it? Like, how do I make this smaller? That's what I want to know. Okay, well, I've somehow done it there. Somehow I've done that. As you can see, Lee Masters is the best player in the squad at the moment in terms of average ratings, and he's starting as that ball-winning midfielder today, with Howell just ahead of him as that attacking playmaker. Bird starts on the right, with Max Brown starting on the left as the winger today, just because Luke Holmes is still recovering from a bit of an injury, a bit of a knock, and Brown can technically play there. And I think as a striker, playing as an inside forward, it might work quite well. So Brown's going to start on the left, and then Splat, who's got 7 goals for the season now, starts up front. Right then, kickoff is upon us here today. We're away to Morpeth Town, but as they sit bottom of the table with only 9 points, really this should be a routine victory. So from what I've seen so far this season, we're a much better side than last season. That's obvious. I think that's been obvious in videos as well so far, which is really good to see, as we don't have a free kick. It's Morpeth with the free kick. They've scored the opening goal. And we've actually not had a shot yet. That's interesting. Okay then, that's... All right, Anyway, what I was saying is we're much better than last season, although evidence in today's episode doesn't seem to suggest that at the moment. I think potentially we are good enough for playoffs, but we really need to focus and we need to really build for like the second half of the season. I think we need to get some good form going. We've had 4 wins in the last 6 in between episodes, which is good, but it's sort of been broken up, so we can't really get a consistent run of form going. I'd like to see us win 5 in a row, for example. That would be some fantastic form, and that would really push forward. I think that would really carry us forwards, and this is a great opportunity to do it. But right now, we're being outplayed by bottom of the table Morpeth Town, who, have they won a game this season? They've won 2 games this season, this being the third of those 3 wins. So, I mean, what's gone on here then, boys? Because you've been playing quite well in between episodes. I mean, half-time is atrocious. That is really, really atrocious. Aggressive then. Come on, lads, show a bit of desire. Win this game, please. That'd be fantastic. We're going to go up to attacking as well, because we need to, clearly. In the meanwhile, Ossett United, who are playing next, are 5-0 up in their game, so that's good to know. We now finally have a highlight in this game. Hughes puts the cross into Howell, who... His header, saved by the keeper, pushed onto the post. That's the closest we have come. We need to say push forward out there to the boys, because we need to grab some goals in this game now. None of our players playing very well at all, which is an issue. So we might switch to this. Do we want to switch to 5 at the back? If we go attacking with it, maybe that will work. And then we bring Matt Cotton on for Bird. We'll leave Brown on for now. Camwell apparently just cannot play as a wing-back. That's not great. Howell can move into that position instead then. And then we'll have to bring Kyle Porter on in that centre of midfield. Bring him on as a central midfielder on attack, actually. We'll do that. Hughes. Now, Hughes can't play there either, so we're going to have to bring on Josh Gray to sit in there in defence. Him and Nati swap round their better positions. There we go. That's much better. Right. They're the 3 changes. That's the formation change that we're going to go for. We're going to make Howell attacking as well and Bredis attacking as well. We need to score goals. We need players on the pitch who are going to do something for us. We're also... I've done something weird there. I just want to go back to tactics. Edit, please. That's what we Brown is going to be a target man on support as well. There we go. That's sorted. Again, we'll go push forward out there. But with 25 minutes to go, this isn't looking good at all for us. And it's worrisome. I don't like this at all. How are we not winning this? How are we not doing anything in this game? This is the issue. It's not like we're just not winning. We're not doing anything in this game. Like, really, I've not seen anything from us at all, which is weird. Now, we've been lucky in a few games with late winners. Hopefully, this game is going to be one of them. But right now... Morpeth, despite them playing with a striker, 3 attacking midfielders, they're holding us out. But it's not like they've gone defensive or anything like that. How are we losing to bloody bottom of the table, Morpeth? The corner comes in right at the death, trickles in front of the goal, goes out for a goal kick, and that's going to be that. Right. Well. Okay, that was not good enough, was it? I'm actually really hacked off by that. How have we lost that? And it doesn't bode well for the Ossett United game. In 2 weeks, why have we got 2 weeks off? Well, we needed 2 weeks off to recover from that defeat. And Ossett United, obviously, with their massive win, have gone back into top of the table position. So it's... What was looking for me, I thought, in this episode, was going to be a massive win against Morpeth and a narrow defeat to Ossett United. Has now formed into a narrow defeat to Morpeth Town and probably going to be a massive defeat to Ossett United. This is... not what I signed up for when I made this episode today. It sounds a bit stupid, but I really don't know what's happened there. Like, I don't understand how we've lost that game when, for the most part, we've played very, very well in between episodes, like using that formation and pretty much, for the most part, that team as well. So it's a weird one. I mean, of course, anything happens in football. Anything can happen in football. But when I looked at the fixture list, saw they only got 9 points all season, I just took it for granted that we'd win that game easily. So I'm just a bit shocked, actually, if I'm honest with you. Does that highlight underlying weaknesses in the squad? Am I thinking a bit too much, thinking, if we play well, we might get playoffs? Am I actually, should we be thinking, hang on a minute, we've just lost 1-0 to bottom of the table Morpeth Town. We can get a highlight pretty much in that game. are there underlying issues in the squad that we need to start thinking about and worrying about and trying to identify? Interestingly, first week at the club, Chris Camwell on a 5.95 in training. That you never like to see that. That's really poor. Jacob Bredis, though, is absolutely beautiful in training. I mean, he's not the best player, but at least he tries hard. That's all he can ask for. All you can ask for as a manager. Declan Bacon as well. He always does quite well in training. Joe Calderwood, he's doing quite well. He's moved up to 3-star currently. Oh, he's not. He had done for a brief moment, but let's brush over that now. It was the bloody loss last game that took him down half a star, I bet, in the end. I bet that's what did it. So interestingly, Ossett United play a 4-4-2, which they obviously get to work quite well, because they're top of the table and they score quite a lot of goals. We don't seem to score a lot of goals, which is a little bit of an issue. How do we counter this then? Goals conceded have come from crosses. Okay. I mean, that's really the only type of thing I can gather from this is what we need to do. Put crosses in at the moment, and they seem to score a lot of goals. I don't know, maybe we go for the 4-4-2 formation. Now, in between episodes, I did I just changed our part of the bus 4-4-2 to be a bit more at Route 1 4-4-2. So maybe we try that against Ossett United. Or at the same time, we could put Max Brown up front as a target man on attack and go for our usual 4-5-1, which actually could work quite well, maybe. That's what we'll do. I've decided that's what we're going to do. We need to then make a few changes to the lineup to try and grab the win today. So Brown, we said, is going to start up front as a target man on attack, which is great. So target man, attack, do it. That's brilliant. That's what Max Brown is going to do out there. We're going to bring Luke Combs back on the pitch as the inside forward on the left-hand side of the pitch, sorry. He's played very well this season, so he deserves his chance. We'll probably rest Splat today. Just keep him off the bench. We don't really need him there. Bacon's on the bench if we need him. Again, I don't understand why this happens every single game. This average rating thing just goes all the way over there. I don't want it over there. I want it in here. Can we make something else a bit smaller? Maybe that will stay. There's no bar on the bottom now, is there? I don't know. I've now brought Emery onto the bench instead. It's not going well. No, you know what? I think I'm happy with that squad, actually. They're the two changes that we'll make there. I think I'm happy. I think that is the best squad we can put out for this game. So we'll try it. I think that's the general gist of what we'll do this game. Right then, kickoff is upon us today. We are at home, so hopefully the home crowd will get behind us. We don't really get big gates. It's not really changed. We're still around the 150 mark, which, for a club of our stature, is good. A club considering we've got Lincoln City in the same city and everyone supports them rather than Lincoln United, it's still pretty decent, to be fair. I think it will have a big effect on us, though, further down the line when we're potentially in the National League and then we're getting really small attendances, or even if we get promoted to League 2, we'll have just tiny attendances. I think it'd be really, really difficult for us to get a big attendance, which is a bit unfortunate as Ossett United shoot from a ridiculously far out there to try and score a goal early on in this game, but they haven't. Attendance issues, though, that's a thought for 5 seasons' time, at a very minimum, I'd say. We don't need to worry about it right now. Right now, we need to worry about going 1-0 up in this game, as Howell puts it just wide of the post there. Good effort, lad. To be fair, we're playing better in this game than we did against Ossett United, I've got to say, to be fair. How's it looking at the top of the table as things stand? As things stand right now, we're still only 4 points behind the playoffs, actually, so that's not too bad, all things considered, as things stand right now. As long as we can stay within touching distance all season, I'll be happy. As long as we're not more than 6 points behind the playoffs, I think that is a good position to be in, because then all it takes is for 1 or 2 teams above us to slip up, us to get 2 or 3 wins in a row, and then we're in the playoff sort of thing. That's what it will take. So as long as we stay within touching distance, I'll be happy with this. So at half-time then, nothing has really happened all game, and it's 0-0 at the moment, which is fine by me. I'll take a draw against Ossett United, to be fair, because they are a very good side out there. They're top of the table for a reason. They're a new side to this division. They got promoted last season from a division that we used to be in, and then they're suddenly taking this division by storm. So I'm not quite sure how they've done it and managed to get the players to be able to do it. I don't know if there's money at the club or not, or they just seem to have really good players that never play well for a long time, and then suddenly did play well for a while, but we've got a chance now in the 50th minute as Howell gets the ball in the middle of the park, plays it into Masters, out to Camwell, into Holmes. Nice bit of link-up play here. Still battling around, high press from Ossett United. There's nothing we can really do at the moment. I'm very scared to give it away because they've got players ready for the counter-attack. But that's a superb ball out to Bird, who plays it back to Bredis. Bredis into Howell. Someone get the cross in. Hughes has a shot from distance, and that is an absolute wonder goal from Adam Hughes. That could be the separation point between the two clubs. Last game, it was a wonder free kick for Ossett United that won it, or for Morpeth Town that won it. That goal could be the difference, although Ossett United are coming forward with the ball now. Drennan on the ball out towards Van. Then number 11 now on the ball back to Van. They put the cross in. O'Neill unmarked in the middle, puts it past Calderwood in goal. And as soon as I flirt with the idea of winning this game, they're straight back in it. Apparently our wingers have played pretty ineffectively today, which is a little bit of a worry. I think we'll bring Declan Bacon on for Holmes, maybe. That could work. We'll leave him as an inside forward, actually, I think. And we can put Matt Cotton on the right-hand side as well as a winger. Maybe that might just change the dynamic a little bit. Let's try that. I think it's worth a shot at least. Camwell, actually, apparently has just made a lot of mistakes and is looking quite tired out there. So I think, actually, as well, we'll take him off for Reece Deland. That'll be the last change of the game for us as Deland comes on the pitch. Camwell not quite been the signing that we thought he might be. That was when we brought him in, or had the idea of bringing him in, and he became available at a decent wage. Obviously, at the time, I thought he was 4.5-star current ability. Turned out that was a bit of a lie, but he's not been that effective so far, which is a little bit of a worry. Saying that, it's only his second bloody game, and we played woefully as a team last game, and this is against top of the table Ossett United. So actually, we can't complain too much. It will take him a bit of time to gel into the squad, but I think Reece Deland could hold the key to us winning this game. If we can just get a cross onto Max Brown's head, he'll put it in the back of the net. We'll wheel away in jubilation. We'll get slightly close to the playoffs, and it'll be really good. But as things stand right now, we're still only 4 points off. So it's even a draw today is actually a decent result for us in terms of the season in a whole. Interestingly as well, stat-wise, we have been the better side out there. So really, I feel like I'd still say a draw is a good result, but we have been the better side out there in terms of stats. Maybe a chance right at the end here. As Masters puts it in, Howell can't quite get onto it. Higginson plays it up towards Hughes, but with 15 seconds left on the clock, it's just going to be the closing highlight of the game. So a draw isn't bad. Isn't bad at all, I've got to say, especially when it's Ossett United who are top of the table. We're 4 points off the playoffs still. That's really, really good. We're still in the top half. We can be happy with this, I think. We can be happy. What we can't be happy about is losing that game to Morpeth. How we lost that is beyond me. I don't know. So next episode then, I reckon what we'll do is we're going to go through to the Kidsgrove game and the Frickley Athletic game. I think that's going to be quite a good episode. Both those clubs are behind us in the league as well, so hopefully we'll pick up wins there. In the meantime, we're playing Stafford Rangers in 6th, but then Matlock in 9th, Boston in 5th, Tadcaster in 15th, Curzon in 12th. So actually some decent sides. If we can get some decent results there, that'll be really good and put us in good stead. But at the same time, there's room here, especially against teams like Stafford and Boston, to slip up. So we need to be playing at our best in those games. If you've enjoyed today's episode, then please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here with notifications turned on. Hit the bell button so you never miss a video. And I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.